good day to do a brake job. Nice and early. All right. 2000 Toyota Celica GTS. Replacing brake pads and rotors. Safety first. Set yourself up. For us DIY doers, safety is essential. Make sure you have all of your setup here. I decided today to put my jack stand there together with the jack itself, and just leave it and make sure there's some pressure, and also my wheel. Set up your tools that you may need. Look around, breaker bars, wrenches, ratchets, mainly 14, thin 17. Make sure it's thin enough, and you'll see why later. Okay, I used that for the wheel earlier. It's always good to have your containers, try not to lose anything. Wasting time when you lose a nut or bolt or tools. Keep track. It's also important to have some kind of bungee cord so that when you take off your brake pad, you have something to hang your calipers and everything. What do we have back here? 2 14s, 2 17s. 17, 14, another 14 down here, another 17. Find it better to use the flat wrenches to take off those bolts after you've loosened everything, because you can get trapped in between the bolts. You won't be able to get your tools in and out easily. Start by taking off this top nut here. Using the 17, like I said, it's got to be thin enough to fit there. See that? And then the 14 on the back. All right. To get yourself some leverage, you can use a hammer and beat on that a little bit. My brake pads are not too bad at all, but I'm decided to upgrade them today. And I've been getting some shaking, so now be careful of all of the hardware. If you need to use these, or make sure your premium, if you get the premiums, it comes with everything. Okay, removal of the hardware. Kind of rusted in there. Maybe they didn't put oil. It's good to put some silicone on there. Take them off easier next time. Also put some silicone in there later for sliding purposes. Make sure you remember where the hardware goes. Outside, inside. Okay. Yeah. There are 2 holes here. You can put in screws, tighten them until tight enough, and it will help pull out the rotor, and hit it with a hammer. You want to get this clean. I'm going to start off with some brake cleaner, and I will be using this tool that will clean off the surrounding areas with a drill. Then I'll be using a steel brush for some additional cleaning. After cleaning it well enough, I will be putting a little bit of silicone grease. Just so that in the future, when it will be time to replace the rotors again, which probably somebody else will do instead of me, it'll be easy to take it off. Time to put on the new rotors. Make sure that they are vented. Those are for the front. Putting on the new premium rotors. While working, it's good to put on one of the lug nuts. Be lubricating these with some silicone later to clean them up. Good to take out these pins and clean them up, and especially if they're seized. Okay, make sure you use the right kind of lubricant, silicone, or else the other stuff is really sticky. Time to prep the calipers. Be using a little bit of just enough. Don't put on too much so that it doesn't build any air pressures inside. You don't want them to get stuck and seized. Get your hardware back in and prep it. Just a little bit of silicone. Get your new brake pads in. Go in reverse order. Line up your bolts. Tighten them down. Check your torque specs if you want to. But for rule of thumb, make it as tight as you can and back it a couple of times with a hammer and you're good. Quick tutorial on how to use the piston press. Make sure you find the right size. Those need to go inside so that they don't slide out. Okay, choose the right size. Set that up. Goes in the hole. The two holes. Goes all the way to the top. Tight. And then twist. And it will compress it. When getting that caliper back on, make sure that you compress this a little bit to get the caliper over, and it should be sliding smoothly.